Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys of Magic. This is Hunter and Shane. Say what up, Shane.
What's up, nerds?
We are back doing another episode of Resolving the Stack. That's right. If you don't know what this is, it's our weekly wrap up of all things Magic the Gathering. In the week that was, which was this last week, the 8th of June till today, the 14th. So, Shane, we got some news to talk about. How was
Really? It
your last week?
was fantastic.
It's good. It's
Yeah,
great.
can't
Great to hear.
complain.
But you at home, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already, because you don't want to miss out on all the content we're putting out. So, Shane, let's start with this first story of the week that was. It is now available. Final Fantasy is finally here. I feel like we've been talking about Final Fantasy for over a month, but we're officially at release date.
We've been talking about Final Fantasy for like the last 4 months.
Yeah,
They
I
spoiled
mean,
it such a long time ago, and then was like, "Hey, this guy had a birthday. Here's a
I
spoiler."
had Yeah, seriously. I bought a bunch of product. I'm showing it on screen here. I got play boosters, I got bundle. I got some cool stuff.
Yeah,
And, yeah. Also, I had the pre-release. I just got stuff all over my desk. So, but yeah, I was not hyped. I'm not a Final Fantasy player, neither are you. I wasn't expecting much from this set, but we got some bangers and bangers of cards. So, yeah, it's a cool set.
I just hope that it becomes more available slash not ridiculously priced.
Yeah, I agree with that, which will lead us, good segue, into our next topic. Yeah, Shane, so we got an update actually from MVP Sports and Games that had posted something that said, hey, more than likely not getting any restocks of Final Fantasy until quarter 4 of this year, which is absolutely insane. Because this is a standard set, you would expect it to be printed pretty regularly. So prices after pre-release weekend kind of went right back up, which is unfortunate because we saw that same issue when the first Jumpstart set came out. I remember that didn't get printed as much, even though people liked it a lot and they weren't expecting that. So it was like almost a year until it got a restock, but those prices went back up. So we started seeing the same thing, and then someone from Wizards Play Network actually came out and said, "Hey, that's not true. We're expecting a restock next month in July."
Yeah, that sounds like just some all-around shadiness.
Very shady. People were kind of like, "Hey, was this just to get the market? Hey, in kind of just, uh-oh, we're gonna make a quick buck. The price is gonna go up. We're gonna sell at the peak. They're gonna go back down." It's kind of like insider trading almost,
100%, dude. It was like all these investors were like, "Oh, the set is gonna be cheaper now that they're opening product. We better add some scarcity," and it's not
Hmm.
even real.
Not real. Luckily, like I said, Nelson Brown from WotC said play boosters, commander decks, and starter kits will be reprinted for July. So I guess time will tell. Is that true or not? So July comes around, go and grab some more product if you can. Hopefully you can just go into a store right now and grab some product. I mean, it's very, very, very popular. So
Still pretty inflated in my opinion, but it's probably gonna stay like that for a while.
hey, this is release weekend though, Shane. So like
True.
myself, I got product in hand. Uh, More product is being opened, so hopefully this makes product go down
Yeah.
in the
Hopefully this
secondary
makes
market at
singles not
least.
stay at like $400 a single.
Yeah, pretty well, pretty well. Don't get me wrong. But another thing that kind of made people very mad this week was that Secret Lair fiasco. I was kind of interested in the Secret Lair that had Cyclonic Rift and Heroic Intervention, so I kind of just peeked in for a little bit. I backed out very quickly after it was like, your wait time is over an hour. I knew immediately, being a collector myself, seeing that, I'm like, okay, that's not going to happen. I know Steven stayed in line for 5 hours virtually and got nothing. So
Get wrecked.
wild. Absolutely wild. Yeah. So,
What I mean, what even happened here?
well, Secret Lair, as you know, they did the Final Fantasy Secret Lair, and
Mm-hmm.
since they're not doing print to demand anymore, it's just limited quantities. Everyone just slammed the website. So in the early mornings at 9:05, because it opened at 9, it was like, hey, we're experiencing high traffic and wait times longer than usual. Please monitor the queue page for real-time updates. And then they shut it down about 12 p.m., which is 3 hours later, because there was an issue. So everyone was just stuck in line for a while after that. And then eventually they just started trickling down, similar to how you and I get our Comic-Con badges, Shane, how it says like, this is sold out, this is sold out.
Right.
One at a time, just kept going, this is sold out, this bundle sold out, this bundle sold out, this bundle sold out. So it's very unfortunate that they're doing this not printed demand anymore. But then you have creators like Jimmy Wong saying they queued up for the Secret Lair and they got absolutely nothing as well. So it's all over the community.
So it was originally the problem of the Final Fantasy. It wasn't so much the Cyclonic and like that bundle that was selling it. It was the Final Fantasy that was doing it. What
It
you're
was
trying to
just
tell
the
me?
amount of people in line trying to buy
Right.
something. But once again, everyone believes that the scalpers got their way, because if you go and look at the secondary market, you have prices of these secret layers for double, triple the
So
price.
dumb.
It's pretty
Well, all the
wild.
scalpers are just using bots, dude. So you're not gonna beat a bot.
Unfortunately, that does happen a lot of the times. Bots that just work on these websites. But if you were part of the secret layer fiasco, I'm interested to hear your guys' experience with this whole shenanigans. Like I said, I was in it for a bit. Steven was in it for a long time. Did you get what you wanted? Really, I'm interested to hear if you guys got what you wanted, because this was a nightmare.
I mean, do you think it was any worse though? Like really quickly, remember the last one that happened where people were like virtually cutting lines? I feel like that was people were way more upset about that.
I think they've fixed it to where they do the queue now.
Yeah,
Um, but either way, it was a mess. It was way too long to try and get something that you are not getting. So
very true.
hopefully they fix it for the future. I feel like it's just a money printing thing at this point. Like if people are looking for the demand, just print a demand. You'll make a bunch of money.
I mean, they'll make the money. The secondary market won't, which probably shouldn't matter to them.
It shouldn't matter to them. But at the
Yeah,
same time, I guess you can look at it from a standpoint of, hey, if we can reprint this in the future, it'll still be actively wanted,
true.
which I don't make a product available.
Capitalism, baby.
Yeah. Speaking of the secondary market, it brings us up to our last kind of Magic the Gathering news. This was TCGPlayer and the union of TCG Union coming to an agreement at last. This has been a ongoing thing for the last weeks. The union at TCG has been fighting with TCGPlayer to get fair wages and all the stuff that the unions are trying to get. However, it was a big announcement that TCG just decided, you know what? We're just going to shut down our Syracuse, New York, and go open in Kentucky, which that's unfair, because that just is, they're just like, that's how we're going to beat the union. We're just going to close the entire place. But luckily, TCG Union came to an agreement that they got a good severance package. So congratulations to TCG Union for that, because that's important.
Yeah, I mean, cool, but so you're still saying people are out of a job because they just left
They're just
the
moving.
state? Yeah,
Yep.
it's kind of messed up.
Unfortunately. Yeah, it is a really unfortunate thing. But we stand with the union in this aspect because we believe in fair wages and fair compensation and everything. So I know a lot of people were boycotting TCGPlayer because of this thing. This doesn't necessarily mean that TCGPlayer, I mean, because it's owned by eBay now, right?
Yeah,
So
they're a conglomerate, dude.
big time. So they can afford to pay their workers. So
They should,
they should.
but they're putting profit margins above people.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunately. But yeah, that's our final kind of weekly news. Let's go into the community spotlight, where we like to spotlight the people in the community, because unlike us, Shane, we have got very, very talented people all across the Magic the Gathering community.
Unlike us.
So this first one comes from user Gem Pink Card Art, and they made Princess Mononoke as a card for
I was gonna
Selvala.
say, what are you talking about? That's Savala.
It's
I don't even know who that
Selvala,
is,
but it's
dude.
Princess Mononoke. You don't know that
I,
many Studio Ghibli That's one of the many Studio Ghibli titles. And honestly,
Don't roast me, but no.
if Wizards of the Coast would to team up with Studio Ghibli, that would be a lot of people interested because Studio Ghibli's huge.
Maybe we're gonna
So
be there soon, dude. We're getting Avatar, right?
we're getting Avatar at the end of the year.
Yeah, so who knows?
Who knows indeed. But this is a very, very cool art. I think they crushed it.
That was a beautiful painting.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of beautiful painting, we've got another one from Aka Altered Art. They made Field of the Dead with Lord of the Rings. I like that
Whoa.
a lot.
That's actually very interesting.
That's very cool, huh?
Yeah,
I like how
typically we
they
have.
kept the text box.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Like, you see them break out on the title for like Field of the Dead, but this is going the reverse, and it's like breaking into the box. That looks really good.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah. Absolutely incredible art here.
I want that.
I do too. This is rad. And then the final community spotlight we were talking about comes from, once again, these artists. We haven't seen this in a while, Shane. An artist dropped by the subreddit, said, "Here's my full art for this card." This is from Chunlo. They did the art for Summon Fenrir, and they dropped the entire art. It looks incredible.
That'd be a sweet, like, tall poster, like one of those skinny posters.
Yeah, it's like a scroll type poster.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be cool. Yeah, it
That
looks
looks really
awesome.
good.
I always love to see when the artists come into the community and say, "Hey, I'm a fan of Magic too, and I was able to do this." So, shout out Chunlo. This is incredible.
Very cool.
But that is going to do it for us today. If you guys liked this video, once again, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on the content. In the description, you will find links to all of our social media accounts. Check us out on those and comment down below. What did you guys think about this news today? Were you mad as much as we were with the Final Fantasy Restock confusion or the Secret Lair fiasco? Always interested to hear your guys' opinions when it comes to this news. And on the screen right now, Shane, those are all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they're seeing, which is not here on YouTube, including exclusive content, early access content, all that jazz, link in the description as well. Consider subscribing. And a special shout out to our Gains Indestructible tier, starting with Aaron Hill,
Aaron Martin,
Brian Ganella,
Daryl Tripp,
Demarion Turner,
Dr. Rome,
Jimmy Ward,
Kevo,
Larry Killian,
Thrifty, PSGR,
and William Colombo. You guys are awesome. Appreciate every single one of you. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye-bye.